the work that we do is based on quality. So we spend a lot of time customizing solutions for our clients. We are very selective about learners to place on the program, the value that this will have on the learner themselves, their family, the community that they come from. And
now, as I say in isiZulu, into mnandi iyaphindwa. I mean, we couldn't finish all of Nobandla's story in one episode, and we had to bring you part 2. And today, I want you to sit back and listen as she continues to tell us her journey. My name is Linda Kinoa Maponyani, and this is Basadi Moshomong. Having been MD of Kinago Media for the past 4 to 5 years, it took me, you won't believe, but it took me 4 years to actually find out that I can actually have a learner given to me and being paid by somebody else, and this learner helping me with whatever I need as far as human resources is concerned. And when I found out, I was like, wait, I've been saying I can't hire, I've been saying I can't bring people on board because I can't afford them. Yet there are opportunities, yet there is Sange SA that is training learners and then looking for host employers. And hence this year, I am actually hosting one of your learners. Yay, it's so exciting. I'm hosting one of your learners as our, she's our social media manager, and she when they say somebody's available, they're talking about this particular learner. And she is just available to learn on other entities and or other departments that we have, be it your PR, because she wants to move into the space, some media. So she's actually home as far as being with us. Now, I don't want to downplay the fact that I am not the only SMME that probably doesn't know that there are learners that can actually be placed at their companies and have them work and do whatever that they want them to do, and have Usange SA partner with other people out there whom we don't even have to know. The only thing we are happy about is the fact that at the end of the month they pay these learners a stipend. So I want you to expand a little bit on that, so that an SMME right out there that is in need of an employee can actually know that Usange is available, or there are services of this nature available.
Yes, so I think in the space, a lot of SMMEs don't know this. Some know, but they don't take the opportunity, or they don't treat our learners right. So with learnership, so with all accredited training providers who they are accredited with the relevant CETAs, who offer learnership. So with the learnership, how it works out, it's a 12-month program. 30% is theory, so they are in class learning. 70% is practical or experiential learning in the workplace, which is where we then need host employers. Now what happens, such as our situation and the learner that you have, we have clients who want to invest in learnerships but may not have the capacity to host.
To take them on.
Yes, so many providers such as Sange SA, we would say, okay, we can do the training, we can source the learners, and we can sort out hosting, where we go and knock on doors and say, hey, Kinago Media House, we have a learner who is maybe on an administration learnership. These are the types of duties they can be exposed to. But also more than that, we have done a background check on our learner. So the learner that you have, Sipo, she studied PR, started her journey in it. But obviously we are in South Africa. She couldn't afford to
finish.
to finish or continue her studies. So she then ended up dropping out and looking for employment, but knowing that this is her passion. So we then partner learners with the right host, where she can get the exposure she needs, what she's passionate about, and there are many training providers. So for SMMEs who don't know where to find us, you can go on the SETA website. So the SETA is the Sectoral Education and Training Authority, and based on what industry you are in, you are able to find a SETA for your industry. So you can find a media SETA, which is MIT SETA, and there you can find people who are in the media and ICT sector, should you need those, such as for the production side. Or you are needing more administrative types of learners, then you go on to the services, Sectoral Education and Training Authority's website, and you can find all the training providers who are accredited, such as ourselves, and contact them. Do you have any learners? We would love to host.
Sure, and I can imagine that then you have to monitor the progress of these learners. As I said earlier on, it's not just about you placing them and then you walk away. I've done my part and then that's it. You need to be 100% sure that the experience that they need to acquire, they are acquiring it. The things that they need to learn on the ground, they are learning them. I just want you to share with me the challenges that you have had to rise above as far as placing these learners at these SMMEs. And I think the reason I'm asking you this question is so that as an SMME myself, I do an introspection and I get to see the traits that we perhaps have that are not necessarily doing justice to what this program or programs of this nature want to achieve. What have you encountered where you felt, OMG, I want to pull my locks out?
Yes, so what we do with our learnership, so when the learner is doing the practical, the 70%, they are also completing their practical assignments based on what they are exposed to in the workplace, aligned with the qualification they are on. So for instance, a learner who's on a business administration learnership will need to do practical activities such as finding out, investigating what is the admin system that is used. So even for
within that company,
within that company, how could they improve it? What could be done best? Looking at maybe electronic filing, manual filing, pros, cons, giving suggestions on, what could be improved. Those are just some of the activities. Sitting in on meetings, making notes, not just taking minutes, but understanding what is the meeting about, who are the stakeholders in it.
Being exposed to a business environment.
A business environment. So everything we taught them in class, they now need to go and witness and apply and practice and show us that they've been doing this. Part of it is completing logbooks, which would then be signed off by the supervisor in the workplace to say, yes, Unosipo has been doing this activity, I did witness it, and she did do it herself. Now, we send all our host employees a write-up of what is the program that this learner is on, what kind of activities do they need to be exposed to, what kind of duties do they need to be exposed to, and what else could you expose them to in case we haven't included it there?
To upskill.
To upskill this learner. What we found, because remember these learnerships are to bridge the unemployment gap. So instead of a learner sitting at home doing nothing, they've learned a skill, they've been exposed to the workplace in 12 months, they have experience.
And they have a stipend.
They should be that much closer to getting a job. Okay. Now what we found is that we have to ensure that our host employers, so the supervisors, managers who are responsible for our learners and the company, they feel supported and not neglected. We also need to ensure that we do random pop-ins, because the SETA can also do that to all host employers and do a random pop-in. We found before that learners are abused by host employers. So We bring in a learner to your company. We're saying, here's a resource to support you as an SMME who may not be able to afford to hire a person at this, at this time. And here's a stipend that this learner will be paid. So that is covered. What we are asking from you is that you give them the exposure, the tools of trade, opportunity, yes. Now we've had situations where our learners are, hey, they're going to pay your accounts at Truett's, at Jet, they are going to buy you food, they are going to fetch your children, maybe they are sitting with your children and helping them with homework. Nothing completely
different from what they should be acquiring.
Yes, and then also for certain qualifications where the qualification isn't a hygiene and cleaning qualification, a learner could be on a business admin or management qualification. They are asked to clean, they are working here as cleaners. So we've encountered such things which have meant that from our side, when it comes to ensuring that we have solid communication and building that relationship with host employers, we really work on that and ensure that we have that and it's solid. We pop in, we try and sit in at times on meetings, progress meetings, how's it going with the learner, what support can we give you as the training provider, so giving you as the host employer. Is it working out, what else could the learner do? And then we also check in with our learner to see, are they happy, are they growing? Because ultimately, we would like a situation where at the end of this 12 months, our learner is either being absorbed, so your company is offering them employment, or due to whatever's happening in our economy, you might not be able to, but you can write a beautiful recommendation letter.
Course, based on their journey with us.
Yes. So we have encountered all kinds of things. We've encountered SMMEs who say, I want a learner, I need help. We bring a learner and they do something else. Others feel as though they feel intimidated by the learner, they feel threatened by a learner. I mean a learner who's earning a stipend, and they feel, you know what, I don't want to show them anything in my company, though they asked me for a learner.
This is the reason why they are here, to be exposed to knowledge, to be exposed to practical work. And when you're not giving them that opportunity, you are basically saying, I'm denying you an opportunity to have experience in this particular sector. And should they go look for a job, this person knows nothing, basically.
And also, you see, for my question is, why ask for a learner? And then
not...
What's the purpose of having this learner if you can't utilize them to support your company? Because ideally, this should be a win-win situation.
Yes.
For you, you are getting this resource that... Yes, so the only thing you need to do is provide them with the tools of trade, show them where they need to help you, have an extra set of hands. And we provide you with that. You don't have to pay them anything.
Sure. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm realizing the bigger picture, that it's not just about Sange SA saying here's a learner, but it's about me playing a role in this economy and playing a role in this country to say, I will give this learner an opportunity to get closer to their dream, to get closer to building their career and building their lives. And I'm hoping that SMMEs will be able to then realize the whole purpose and the whole vision behind our learnerships, that it's not just about you having this person to go make you tea and to go clean for you and to go fetch your dry clean and so forth and so on. With that said, can we then talk about the nice things? What has been your highlight in this journey, Sange SA? You know, what has been the one moment where you are like, can I go on top of the Carlton Center and scream across the country and say, Bonang Mo, I am within, I made it. What is that one moment, or even two?
I think my moment has to do with the impact that we have made on the lives of some of our youth. I mean, we follow our learners. I don't want to say stalk them, sounds scary, but we follow their career journey. So we kind of say you are starting here with us, but this is the beginning of something amazing. And we want to see and we want to know what you have done with the start. So here we are kind of just giving you a push. We are saying enter. So in all of our programs, we include coaching. So our learners are coached. Closer to the end of the year, we do it's not really a work readiness, but it's kind of a career readiness program. We say, okay, this is now what you've learned. What are you going to do with this? How far will you take it?
So this is after their journey with the host employer?
Yes, with the host employer. So when we put everything now together to say, no, Sipho, you said you want to be in PR, you got this opportunity with a media house, you know, you got exposure to all kinds of elements, media, publishing, PR, marketing, branding, TV, I mean, there's just so much. But we are saying you got that exposure, what are you going to do with it? And I want you to do something with it, and I'm challenging you to do something, and I won't leave you until you've done something with it. So I have seen a learner so one of my proudest moments is one of my learners who started on the program struggling to speak English. And I must tell you that all learnerships, so all the material for all learnerships across all seaters is in English. There is an option for an additional language, but that's for the communications module, which is Afrikaans. Unfortunately, we don't have the other South African languages yet. But everything else basically is in English. So this learner struggling to speak English, but anyway, stayed on the program, writing strange things in her assignments, but going back when the assignment is being returned to do corrections or because we don't understand what you're saying, making an effort, sitting with other learners, asking for help, contacting me all the time. Then she got an opportunity with the host employer where afterwards she was asked to stay on, where they put her on a contract, which initially was for 12 months. Then after the 12 months, they employed her. And after that employment, or during that employment, she studied further. So this is someone who started with a grade 11 qualification, that was her highest. She was then on our NCUF level 4 qualification. Then she moved on and started her diploma. Then after her diploma, she did her BTEC. So someone who couldn't speak English and who was coming from a very tough life, like tough background, community, township, things were very rough, specifically the area that she stayed at. She then managed to move her family out. She bought a house, she has a car, she got a driver's license. She's married, she has a child, and I mean, these are stories that I have been tracking. We've stayed in touch. From time to time, she's also come to Sange SA to help me with admin and filing, where we get to catch up and talk about where are you, how's your life going. So that is one of my proudest moments.
I bow. My lady, I bow. Like, I'm listening to this and I'm realizing that you sleep with a smile on your face, you know, thinking of such stories. I want us to wrap this up, but I can't wrap it up before we talk about Itau Ifigile, because when Anjik Babuluma entrepreneurship, who is Tau Ifigile and how did Tau arrive and where did Tau arrive?
So one of our qualifications is hygiene and cleaning. So this meant that we are putting learners on a learnership, hygiene and cleaning. Now, unfortunately, at the end of the 12 months, some of these learners weren't absorbed, so they didn't get opportunities with their host employers. I then sat with the problem of learners who have a qualification, who have a skill, who have the experience, the expertise, but now they're just sitting at home. And they kept calling me as well. Sis Nobandla, do you have anything for us? Sis Nobandla. Then that was where Utau Ifigile comes from. And I started Utau Ifigile. At the time, I had a partner that came on board. He had great business development skills. So he came in as my partner at the time. And it started with placing these women who have been trained by Sange
Yeah.
SA into this company.
Okay.
And then Utau Ifikile is then their employer.
Oh,
so
okay.
Utau Ifikile then has contracts with business parks.
So maybe just explain what Tawi Figile does.
So Utau Ifikile is a hygiene and cleaning company.
Okay.
Basically. So we provide hygiene and cleaning services, mostly in corporate, so
Okay.
business parks. We also do preschools. Our biggest clients are preschools, where we clean the preschools.
Okay.
We also clean, so I'll say property space where it could be residential or commercial, where people are moving in or moving out, and then we do that cleaning before or after.
Yes.
And yeah, so corporate cleaning, so office parks, we don't do domestic cleaning, simply because that is a very fussy one. We all have our ways of how I want my shirt ironed, I want that cleaned. Whereas in corporate, it's a bit simpler. Plus, our staff are trained for corporate cleaning. Yes, so they're trained for corporate cleaning.
Okay.
So we then also do the deep cleaning of carpets and so on.
You know what I love about you? I love the fact that you are not a serial serial entrepreneur. You don't just go and start businesses. You start them with a purpose because you are solving a particular problem.
Yes.
You've trained these young people. There's 20 of them. There's 100 of them, there's 30 of them, whatever number it is, and they are lined up here and they've got nowhere to be placed. And you're like, okay, if nobody's going to take them, I'll start an entity that will actually be able to house these young people.
Yes.
We will go knock on doors and say, we've got skilled cleaners, do you not need them? And when they are needed, you then take all these learners, ship them to those corporates, and they are now employed. And how many do you have? How many employees do you have?
Oh, so I don't run the company anymore. So I moved out of operations, but we have about 120 now employees, made up of full-time as well as temp staff. So some of our temp staff just come in to fill in for someone who's left, or they come in for specific skill sets. So we have people who are qualified in deep cleaning and using certain equipment or machinery, certain vacuums, certain, so they then come in for those specific services.
Yeah, you know what, I'm sitting here, I've almost felt guilty for having started 101 companies myself, but I think you were sort of like helping me to remain not just focused, but to also do it with a purpose. Not because it's exciting and not because, let's see, I want to start another company. There should be a reason why you are starting it, because it needs to solve a particular problem, you know. Where to for Sange SA?
Where to? So we're going a lot of places. So we are also moving into youth development space more. And I think Sange SA is also moving a lot more into leadership development, and BE, SD, and EE, so that's skills development and employment equity consulting work. I think the learnerships will remain. The learnerships aren't going anywhere. But exciting things planned for Sange SA. And the other businesses. We are also, Utau Ifikile is moving into SADC. So we started those conversations earlier this month with our SADC partners. So we've started registration of Utau Ifikile in other countries.
Come on.
So
come on, girl. Come on, girl.
We are pushing.
Try us. We are your eggs. Nobandla. I'm sure somebody now is saying, now it makes sense why Ulinda said this girl is dynamic, because you really are dynamic. And one of the other things that I love about you is just how humble you are. You are, and I have to say this one. I have encountered situations where women, particularly, are very selfish with information, where one can go to get a particular opportunity or to grab a particular opportunity or anything of that sort. What I've learned with you, I don't think I've ever met somebody that is so selfless, somebody that is so ready to share what they know. And not just that, somebody that is selfless and ready to share what they know, even if you are sharing information that is in the space that you are in. Like, I mean, we had a meeting, we had a hiking meeting.
Yes.
I get home and I'm like, where does this girl come from? How does somebody sit down with you and give you information about something that is similar to what they are doing and say, Linda, do this. This is where you must knock. This is how you must get there. I got home and I was like, Lord, just bless her. Bless her. Listen, not only SADC, can it just be the rest of Africa?
Yes.
Because of the goodness that you have shown me. I'm a believer. And I believe that when you plant goodness, goodness is going to come back to you. And may the Lord expand your territories, and may all the goodness that you have shown me and other people that you continue to be kind with, and you continue to be so selfless with information too, may that kindness come back to you 100-fold, Nobandla. May you not have a room to keep it. May one day you must just be like, okay, Linda, just tell God to hold on a bit, because I don't have any capacity to keep this anymore. You are dynamic, you are doing dynamic things, you are big, and you are going places, and I do not doubt the fact that one day I'm going to read about you on a global platform. That I don't doubt. All of the best, girl.
Thank you.
All of the best. Now, if that is not dynamic, I don't know what you want. Nobandla is making me want to pull my hair, but I'm not going to pull it because I get it, this is my second head. So I am so inspired, and I hope that you are as well. This episode is one of the highlights for me, for Basadi Moshomong, because I got to sit with somebody whose journey is not only inspirational, but is also coming from a place of selflessness as far as her love for what she does is concerned. This is Basadi Moshomong. My name is Linda, and I'll see you on the next episode.